The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you had a beautiful week and that this Tuesday is finding you well. I'm excited to have you joining us to take a moment in your day to take a deep breath and really invest in you. So I celebrate that, and we're looking forward to bringing you an amazing show to really serve and support you. This month, we have been focused on falling into balance. I think there are times in our life we work really hard to find that balance, and we hope that we arrive only to discover the next week or the week after that we're not balanced again. And so we want to help you develop the practice and the tools to really bring balance powerfully and actively into your life, that you're empowered to make choices and recognize when you're making them to help you really bring balance into your life. That's one of the number one things I have people ask me about is, how do you balance everything? How do you keep things balanced and moving forward? So today we're going to be focused on the body. How do we really balance the body? And our message, what we're called to bring forward, our gifts to the world and in business. And then I want to even speak more fully about how to bring you forward. I believe that's the biggest gift that you can give the world, but I want you to do it in a balanced way so that it's sustainable. If we don't figure out how to do that and we keep giving from a depleted state where we're not nourished, where we're not balanced, it's not sustainable, because at some point you're going to reach empty. And I don't want you to reach empty. I want you to discover a way to bring balance and nourishment into your life so that you can serve from that overflow and be able to keep fully participating powerfully in your life. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I hope you're leaning in, that you're excited. That's what I'm picturing as I'm talking to all of you, that you're leaning in with anticipation. I wanted to share about this past weekend. I had one of my events called Fall into Balance, where we were actually talking about this very thing. And our events have been selling out. This one actually sold out a month in advance. And we even had more people at the door that wanted to come, but we just didn't have room. So now we're moving to a bigger space, which is exciting. But one of the things we talked about was balance in the mind, body, soul, and spirit. How do we do this in a way that is sustainable in our life? And a lot of the people that attend this event are messengers, people that have a calling on their heart to serve in some way or bring their gifts and talents forward in some way. And what I find out there is they're willing to serve. They're willing to say yes. We're willing to help another person out. We're willing to bring our gifts and talents forward, but we seem hesitant about being seen. And so we, in a way, become this best kept secret. Like, I can help people in an amazing way, but I don't tell them about it. We keep it a secret. And I really had on my heart to share this weekend, and I do with all of you today, is to be visible. Be willing to say yes to serving, please. Yes, not from depletion, but from the overflow. And be willing to be seen. Goes hand in hand. We can't just be willing to serve and not let people know how we can serve. We do this in our life. We're willing to lend a hand. We're willing to step forward, but we don't necessarily want to be visible and seen while we're doing it. And what happens is that the world misses out. It's a little less vibrant. We're so busy moving around in our lives, we forget to ask for help. We forget that there are other people around us that could lift us up and support us, that we don't need to do it all on our own. So I want to invite you to be willing to say yes to being seen and bringing your gifts forward. So willing to serve, but willing to be seen too, meaning fully showing up in the center of your life, claiming your space in the center. This is who I am, and this is how I can serve. This is how I can make a difference. And I want to invite you to stretch past your comfort zone a little bit and let people know who you are. Let them see you. Let your life touch theirs in a visible way. It actually makes a huge difference when you're willing to be seen. You're willing to let people know how you can impact their life, what you can do, that they can count on you to show up in their life because you're showing up in yours. So let's take a moment to take a deep breath. Beautiful. For those of you who are driving, please keep your hands on the wheel, eyes open, be safe and alert. For those of you who are able to, invite you to sit in the chair, being fully supported. Put both feet on the floor. Take a deep breath. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. Close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Take in a deep breath and see, what is it that you need today to serve you? Is there a way perhaps you could be seen, show up in your life just a little bit more? Is there something you need to support you in that balance? I find we are a little more on the invisibility side than the visibility side, and I want to bring us more into center, more towards the visible in our own lives. What is it that is on your heart as we have your hand on your heart, on your head, bringing all of you in? What is it that you need to serve and support you fully today? It might be a picture, a thought, a feeling, a memory. Whatever it is, when you have that information, I invite you to go ahead and open up your eyes and write what it is that you need, what will support you, what you're on the lookout for, what you're called to bring forward, whatever the information was. Capture it. Write it down. I want you to keep it top of mind, because when we know what we're looking for, when we know what we need, and we pause just for a moment, that was just a minute, to listen, it's much easier to recognize and say yes to those things that are going to help us move in that direction, and no to the things that are not. Great. And then I ask that you open up your hearts to receive, your ears to hear, your eyes fully open to see the vision that is being planted and grown within you today. And we and my amazing guests, Sarah Riley and Cynthia Stott, are here to serve and support you today. We have done this exercise with you. And what I'd like to do is actually open up the floor. Sarah, did you have something laid upon your heart that you wanted to share with us today?
Yeah, actually something that came up for me was celebration, taking the time to celebrate my milestones instead of whizzing by them, and really acknowledging and dropping into gratitude and celebrating those achievements that happen every day, but taking really time to drop in and celebrate those achievements.
Beautiful. I love that. I do the same thing. I kind of run on to the next thing. Yeah. and I cross that off my list, and then I go do the next thing. And I forget absolutely to let it drop in and celebrate and reflect upon it in gratitude. Beautiful reminder. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cynthia, how about you? Did you have something laid upon your heart?
Yes. And I love that celebrate. That's awesome. And that's a good reminder. Need to celebrate more. What I thought was about mistakes. You know, as I'm stepping out bigger and bigger, you think, oh, I can't make mistakes. And this morning on my call with my beautiful new program, Deepen Your Reach, and I had all these people on the call, and they said amazing things, and I forgot to hit the record button. Oh, my gosh. And I was like, a terror hit me. And then I thought, you know what? It's all good. This mistake, I'll just admit it and say, well, we just have to re-record it. Well, when I announced that, someone on the call texted me back and said, I was reading about your system, because I use a certain recording system, and there is an automatic backup. Yep. And sure enough, I got off the call, and there it was. And I was like, wow, I didn't have to beat myself up. I didn't have to worry about it, because it is there, and I was backed up. I was supported. But even more than that, I thought, even if it wasn't backed up, as I'm stretching and shining, I need to share my mistakes, because we're all human.
Yes. Exactly. And that's just a really great reminder. Listeners, I want to remind you, and I say this a lot on my stage, and partly because it supports me. So I love, setting ourselves up for success, Cynthia, having that support and systems that do that. But that every unplanned thing, a mistake or imperfection actually serves. And I believe all of us really do want to be shiny when we're in a shiny place. If we're called to be on stage or we're leading something, we want to do it in a way that really, really serves. But sometimes when we're not shiny in those moments, it's exactly what the audience needs or the community needs. And I have come to now I believe that we're perfect in our imperfections. I enjoy it when I'm able to serve in a shinier way. Absolutely. It's more comfortable. But I find in those moments when I have fallen off stage, or I have dropped my notes, or my shoe heel has broken, or I've lost my words, whenever, and all of those things have happened, whenever they do, and I'm willing to still stand, I'm willing to still serve, those form connection points with me and the audience, and it's exactly what they needed. They needed to know that was okay. They needed to know you can still serve and fall off a stage, that you can still stand and receive, and that when you do fall, that you are caught. And I find everything serves. So I actually don't believe there are mistakes if we're willing to move forward. So thank you, Cynthia, for sharing that. And listeners, as we go into our commercial break, I invite you to lean into what was laid upon your heart. What is it that you need to serve and support you today? Is it remembering to celebrate? Is it having a different perspective on mistakes? Is it willing to be seen? And when we come back, we will be stepping into our first powerful interview with the amazing Sarah Riley. We look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break, that you had an opportunity to listen to the wisdom laid upon your heart, the message that is really here for you today. And as promised, we're going to step into our first formal interview with Sarah Riley. You met her a little bit at a heart level during our last segment, and now I'd like to give you a little bit of her formal background. Sarah is a certified nutritionist, and she combines a holistic nutrition approach with functional medicine. She's actually traveled around the world pursuing her interest in environmental toxins and how that affects weight and energy and immunity and our mood. And she studied with amazing people around the world to really form a powerful approach to help people get their energy back, release the weight that's not serving them, and release the toxins that can be holding them back. She now serves a worldwide audience with her virtual practice, and is really an honor, Sarah, to have you joining us. So please help me welcome the amazing Sarah Riley. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Rebecca. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've been chit-chatting a little bit behind the scenes. So listeners, I know you're in for a treat as Sarah continues to share from her heart and her amazing wisdom with us. Sarah, I wanted to start with my why question. Why is this work that you do, bringing the holistic nutrition, functional medicine, personally important to you? Why do you do the work that you do?
Well, the reason I do the work I do is really it spawned out of my own journey, which began 20 years ago in my own journey healing from Lyme disease, a rare autoimmune disorder, and mercury poisoning. So it really taught me how to harness the impacts of really severe inflammation and toxicity, and really how this inflammation and toxicity we're seeing it in the biggest epidemics that are in our daily life right now. It's under our nose, everywhere. The feeling of feeling fat, bloated, achy, and tired. And so I've tied the work of really getting to the core origin of inflammation and toxicity to these external symptoms that are bells and whistles showing us that there is something much deeper going on behind the surface, behind the scenes in someone's biochemistry, in their diet, lifestyle, environment, and biochemistry.
Beautiful. So can I just want to ask a little deeper question on that just for clarification and additional information. So are you saying that when somebody's feeling tired and bloated and like they don't have the energy that they should and that their body's sluggish, that you actually see those as indicators of something deeper going on? And if they can get support in that, they can change a lot of these things. Is that a correct understanding? Absolutely. It's such a profound twist that happens, and it can actually happen in a really short amount of time. We're talking, a couple weeks. You really begin to see profound shifts when you get to the core origin of what's driving the inflammation and the toxicity. Beautiful, beautiful. And your own journey with Lyme disease sent you on this quest. So I love that how something we can perceive as such a negative thing has created such a ripple effect of positive good that you're bringing to the world. So just on a personal note, I appreciate that. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's been a teacher in many ways. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Now, how does healing the gut, because I know a lot of your work, you focus on the gut area, decreasing toxins. So is the gut, so let me just break this down. Is the gut, if we have that gut, an indicator of toxins going on in the belly fat? Is that an indicator, or how does the gut tie into all of this? Well, the gut is profoundly tied into all of it.
and especially the small intestine, which is a main origin of inflammation in the body. It's an area that's highly sensitive to certain foods, alcohol, stress, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, you name it. And when it's exposed to an inflammatory trigger, it doesn't have nerve endings to say, ouch, you're hurting me. But what it does do is it releases inflammatory messengers that then go basically immediately to the brain, and they can also go anywhere else in the body. And so as someone does become bloated, if you've got an inflamed gut, you also have an inflamed brain. And that inflammation can go anywhere else in the body, and it can also, over time, also build that belly fat, that kind of tire around the waistline as well.
Beautiful. So that actually should be an indicator, something that we're leaning into instead of sending it negative energy, the gut, that something is going on that isn't necessarily agreeing or being supportive of our body. Is that
absolutely
true? Because I'm just picturing sending negative energy to that area probably isn't helping. So beautiful, beautiful. And what happens if we don't respond, if we don't listen to the gut telling us that there's inflammation, to our energy lagging, and to this belly fat being built? What happens if we don't address that?
Well, it's like leaving a lit match of inflammation and disease burning behind the scenes in your body. You can end up chasing your tail of like, oh, I've gained this belly weight, or I feel fat and I'm tired, and you can, put yourself on as many diets as you want and exercise excessively as you want, but you're not getting to the core origin of what's driving that inflammation. When you repair the gut, it is profound. Effortlessly, the inches can literally drop off your waistline. The gas and bloating disappears. The brain fog clears. You feel lean, light, energetic, and clear from repairing the gut. It's profound because you're getting to the core origin of inflammation.
Beautiful. And I'm just letting that sink in, listeners, as we pause here for a moment, because this is a different way than I believe a lot of us are taught to think about belly fat or gut, that if we really lean into and can help calm the root of the inflammation, that can help release the gut. But I know there's a toxic component to this. Do you mind sharing a little bit about the toxins and how we can maybe recognize that we might have a toxic situation going on that we need to get support, and what do we do about it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my other favorite topic.
Wonderful.
So toxins, they build fat, period. Fat actually buffers the body against toxins. Plus, toxins reduce what's called thermogenesis. This is your rate of which you burn calories. So as you safely and gently release those toxins, having already healed your gut, the rate of thermogenesis actually is able to then increase, and then the body can effortlessly burn and release that fat.
And I just want you to know, as you're saying effortlessly, I find I'm like leaning in. So I don't know if any of the listeners are feeling that way, but how many times do we hear that we can effortlessly or easily work with our bodies to release things that are unhealthy? So often we hear it's hard work and pushing ourselves and going that extra mile. And I really appreciate the gentleness in which you're approaching this subject and the support that can be provided, Sarah. I think it's really beautiful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I know that you have prepared an amazing gift for us. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that and what it will do for us?
Yes, absolutely. One of my favorite things is to get to talk to people and dig in deeper to find out what's really going on for them. And so I would really love to offer a complimentary one-on-one energy breakthrough session. That would be by phone, so you can be anywhere in the world and do this with me. And in this session, we're really going to dive deep in regards to what's going on with you. We'll uncover hidden triggers in your diet, lifestyle, and environment that are actually driving your symptoms of feeling fat, bloated, achy, and tired. And it'll also help you gain clarity about what's really keeping you stuck, and you'll walk away with some tools and resources to help you out immediately.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for making this generous gift available. And listeners, I really invite you, if you're struggling with the gut, if you're struggling with your energy and maybe foggy thinking, and you'd love to effortlessly release some of that cushioning perhaps that has been holding you back, I really invite you to lean into this opportunity that Sarah is generously making available, that you're able to really pick her brain and get some practical tools you can start applying in your life right now, and personalized information to really serve and support you. I know Sarah, and I know that you're in really safe hands as you lean in and talk with her, that she is gentle and loving, as you can hear, positive and supportive. And I appreciate that she's making herself so available to you. But here's the catch in this. You have to be willing to say yes, to be seen, to share, and stay on till the end of the show so I can let you know exactly how to access this amazing gift that she's making available. But I really want to encourage you, part of being equipped and empowered is having our body fully work with us and for us. And so I really encourage you to lean in and find that support. It's not a solo journey, so that you can really thrive in all that you're doing. And with that, Sarah, I wanted to see if you had one more tip or suggestion that you can share or impart to our listeners today.
Oh, yes. The first tip that actually comes to mind is you can even start to try your own little quote-unquote elimination diet. And you can just remove gluten, dairy, corn, and soy. Just start out with even those 4 and see how you feel. Try it for 4 weeks. See how you feel. Be more mindful of when you're eating that, and maybe try something else, but avoiding gluten, dairy, corn, soy, and even peanuts would be helpful. And just seeing how you feel. Try it for 4 weeks, and then try one of those foods a week and see how that feels. You will have many ahas along this 4 weeks. So that was the first thing that came to mind for me. If you want to jump on the bandwagon into action, that would be for the real action takers.
I love it. I want to support those action takers. Thank you. And I love how you're building this awareness with our bodies, so that I think it's really important that we start communicating with it and developing a relationship in that way too, and understanding if it's feeling uncomfortable, that there's something going on there, and that as we can start becoming attuned to what it is that's making us feel more comfortable or less comfortable, then the easier it's going to be to step into having that energy that we're looking for. So beautiful tip, Sarah. Thank you. Listen, absolutely. Listeners, we are leaning into our next commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to the amazing Cynthia Stott. So please stay tuned, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net facebook.com/speaker-talent.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that break and you got an opportunity to listen to our amazing sponsors. If not, listen to them on this next break because they are supporting you, believe in the show, believe in the message, and really want to be a part of empowering you on your journey. And as promised, we are bringing back to the show the amazing Cynthia Stott. For those of you who don't know her, I wanted to take a moment and give you a bit of a formal introduction so you know a little bit more about her. She is an international speaker, a speaker mentor, and she has a passion to help people, especially messengers, those called to share, to connect deeply with their message because she believes in every ember of her being that your people are waiting for you. Are you ready for them? She's the creator of the speakersummit.com, which is a free summit that you can really lean into, say yes, and get ongoing support. It's virtual, an audio, so that wherever you are around the world, you can lean in and continue to get support and insights as a speaker to bring your message even forward, even more and even more powerfully in a supported way. So let me officially welcome the amazing Cynthia Stott to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here. I love speaking with you privately, and then in public, it just feels so intimate with you. I just love interviewing with you.
Well, I'm glad to have you. Thank you. Then we get to share our conversation with the world. So hopefully that serves all of you leaning in. This is uncensored, real life insights, and in a good way. So you really can get a behind the scenes experience with Cynthia's and I as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now,
Thank
Cynthia.
You,
Absolutely. Do you mind sharing with us why this work, especially around speakers and tapping into their message, why is that personally so important to you?
Wow, I love this question, and every time I ask it of myself, I go deeper. And what's coming up for me is my own struggle with tapping into who I was and why I was here on this earth, and I knew the earth was in trouble, and I was called to do something personally, but I thought, what can I do? I had 4 strong phobias. I was afraid of everything. What can I do? And as I tapped more and more into myself and had to really dig deep into myself and saying, who am I and what am I doing here and why am I doing it? The treasures within me unfolded. And I believe every single one of us is a treasure valued beyond belief. And we have a unique thumbprint, I call it thumbprint message and gift that we're meant to share with the world. And if we don't share it, the world misses out.
Yep.
And so that's what it means so much to me.
Thank you. And listeners, I just want you to take that in on a cellular level. Those questions about who are you? What are you here to bring forward? And that it absolutely matters that you have the unique gifts, the unique makeup of how you are wired and made and gifted to bring forward. There's not a backup of you somewhere. You are the gift. And I love, Cynthia, that you hold that space and that vision that's personally so important to you for them to step deeply into that and bring it forward. Beautiful work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, one of the phrases I hear you say, and it's in the commercials that you've put together, you have a beautiful song even that goes with it, is your people are waiting for you. What do you mean by this?
Well, it's like two sides to the coin. If you have heads, you have tails. If you have a message, even if you're not exactly sure what it is, but you know you have a message, a mission, a calling that you need to do in this world, automatically on the other side are people waiting for you, that message, that calling, that mission. In fact, they're not only waiting for you, they're praying for you. They're praying desperately that someone like you exists. They probably don't even imagine that someone like you with your unique gifts and talents exists, but they're praying for you. And you are the answer to their prayers.
Beautiful. So in case you haven't heard that today, listeners, I want you to take that in. If you have a calling placed upon your heart, a message calling to be birthed, there is someone waiting for it now, exactly as you are, and praying for it. You are an answer to their prayers exactly as you are, exactly as you're made in this moment and time. Underlined exclamation point. And Cynthia, we started the conversation today when we all came together and were listening to our hearts, talking about balance. And Sarah shared her wisdom around balancing the body and the systems. And so much of that starts in that gut area. And I wanted to get your perspective on balance as we're talking about messages and what people are called to bring forward. How does balance fit into that? And why is it important, or is it important in aligning to your message in your body and in what you're called to bring forward?
I read recently, and I don't remember which book it was I was reading, and it was about shaman disease. And I was like, wow, shaman, like a medicine type person's disease, where basically if you're not following your passion and your purpose, you get sick. You get sick and no one knows what it's about, but it's really about you not being in alignment or in balance with your message, your mission, and your calling. And I actually was in that position. I was desperately ill.
And do you mind sharing a little bit of what you did before you became a speaker mentor? I know that's not on the approved list of questions, but I know you personally, and I think it would just give people an enhanced experience and understanding of the depth of how you understand this.
Well, I think you're talking about my mindset work. Is that right?
I'm actually talking about what you did in the federal government before stepping.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, that passed.
That's over 18 years of my life. Yes, I worked at the Federal Reserve Bank, and for those of you who don't know exactly what that is, if you look on a dollar bill, it says Federal Reserve Note. Dollar bills are actually the checks of the Federal Reserve, which is the fiscal agent for the U.S. government. And I was a consumer protection examiner and an analyst. And so I've always been an advocate in some way. And I especially was a discrimination examiner. That's what I love to do. And I actually developed a little spreadsheet that led to the changing of the way auto dealerships do business with banks.
Beautiful. And I wanted people to understand that you have this part of you as well, because I think so many of us are sitting where we are now, and listeners around the world that perhaps are doing something that's using part of their skills, part of their talent, part of their intellect. But there's also this part of them that is crying to also come out, to also serve, so they can bring all of them forward, not just part of them. And what I love about sharing about your background there is you were this high-powered financial lady, yet you also have this huge calling to help people with their message, to bring it forward, to change their mindsets. And some people call this woo-woo work, where they're tapping into this other, right? This other arena. And what I want listeners to understand is that Cynthia has all of that in her. She's not just one piece, but she encompasses all of it. And as she has stepped fully into all of what she does and brings forward, she's been able to bring new insight and wisdom to all of this. And that's some of the depth of your knowledge and experience I wanted them to know about Cynthia. So thank you.
And balance. I think it balances everything I've ever done, all the degrees in statistics and economics and studying particle physics, all of that, becoming a computer programmer, all of that has fed into and led into the work I am doing right now.
Yes, exactly. Because there are no mistakes. It is all used and it is all needed. Beautiful. Thank you. I know you have prepared an amazing gift. Do you mind sharing in about a minute what that amazing gift is? We would love to know.
Well, it's an ebook called 7 Indicators That Your People Are Waiting for You. So we talked about that being the two sides of the coin, but these are 7 indicators like you have a wound, you've been wounded in the past, or that you're kept up at night by a calling or a mission. These are the things that tell you that actually you have people waiting for you on the other side that are actually pulling you towards sharing with them. They're pulling you with their prayers.
Beautiful. And so this, is it an ebook? Am I correct? Ebook? Okay, so this ebook is interactive. So I always like to give a little warning with interactive gifts because this will really give you powerful information, but you have to be willing to say yes and be willing to read the information that Cynthia has put together. But wouldn't it be amazing to know if what you're experiencing is actually an indicator that there are people waiting for what you have to offer, and now you can have proof. So I invite you to say yes to this amazing gift, to gain that clarity and really be able to stand on the firm foundation, on the knowledge and truth that your people are indeed waiting for you and what you're called to bring forth. With that, I wanted to let you know how to access these amazing gifts. I promised to let you know that valuable information because we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And while we're doing that, we wanted to have you go ahead and tap into those gifts and then make sure to come back for our exciting conclusion to our show today. But here's how you tap into those gifts, and I hope say yes. It's Radio Gifts, plural, because there's more than one, .net. Again, that's radiogifts.net. It'll open up a window that you can put your name and email address in so we can stay in touch. And then you just scan down, you'll see the generous gifts that Sarah and Cynthia are making available to you today. With that, I invite you to lean into this next commercial break, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment. Those gifts.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit Facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you are enjoying uncovering and unlocking those gifts and saying yes to you and the opportunity to really bring balance into your life from a body perspective and from a, am I really called to bring my message forward perspective? Will that give me balance and movement in my life? So I hope that you've said yes to those gifts. You still have an opportunity to go to Radio Gifts, again, that's plural, .net to access those gifts. We will have that information up and there to really serve and support you on your journey. And you'll see a couple of gifts available from me as well, because I also like to share goodies and gifts to support you on your journey. Now, behind the scenes, I asked my guests if they had some additional wisdom or tips or insight that they wanted to share, and both of them said yes, but they wanted to make it interactive, which I love. So I have said yes. So please make sure that you're in a safe place, that you're able to take a moment and really interact with us during this closing segment as we share some of our wisdom and tips, but you actually get to put them into play right now with us. Really powerful opportunity. And with that, let me hand the floor over to Sarah. Sarah, do you mind sharing your tip? And I think it's an exercise that you've prepared for us. We'd love to experience it with you.
Great. Excellent. It's called Take 8 to Feel Great. And the intention behind this is to actually bring down your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, which actually degrades your gut lining and also can create belly fat. So it's really simple. It's called Take 8 to Feel Great. You simply put your left hand on your belly with your thumb over your belly button and the rest of your hand resting on your tummy, and then your right hand over your heart, kind of like a halfway hug. And then what you're going to do is you're going to breathe deeply for a count of 4 through your nose into your belly, and then hold for 2 and release backwards for 8. So I will walk you through this. So you're going to breathe into your nose for a count of 4, just expanding your belly like a big Buddha breath. Holding for 2, and releasing backwards for 8, 7, 6, and so on, bringing your tummy muscles to the front of your spine. As you continue this exercise, you want to focus that only your belly is moving. Your heart is relaxed with ease, your chest is still, not expanding, and the breath is going directly into your belly. In that position, you're actually holding your hand over your small intestine. And so this is a great way of just connecting with your body, your breath, dialing down cortisol, and sending some love to that very delicate small intestine area in your body.
Beautiful. I'm picturing sending it a hug. I want my small intestine to be happy, especially if it's so delicate and fragile. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you for that valuable exercise. I still have my hand there. I'm still sending myself love. So I will come here. I'm back. I'm present. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
And Cynthia, I know I had asked you for a tip, and you said, well, I have an exercise too, which I love. So Cynthia, do you mind sharing with us your powerful exercise that we can experience today too?
Yes, and it's a tip and an exercise all in one.
Beautiful. I love it.
As speakers, we can lose our place and get totally ungrounded, and it's like in the moment, oh no, what do I do? It's an oh shoot moment, right? And what you can do in that moment is just feel your feet. Feel your feet on the ground, and you can do this without changing your facial expression. And then breathe.
Especially if you're on camera, that's good.
Especially on camera, just feel your feet. And breathe in and out. And if you're not on camera or you're somewhere where you can put your hand on your heart and breathe through your hand into your heart. And this will not only center you, but bring you to your heart and your purpose. And maybe you lost your words so that you can bring forth even more powerful, heartfelt words.
Beautiful. Feel your feet. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I love that. And I'm just reflecting as you're sharing, Cynthia, I'm thinking about, we see that a lot where people lose their words. And I love the perspective or a different way of looking at it, that perhaps it's creating room for even more powerful, heartfelt words that are meant to come forward in their place. I love that perspective and allowing a space to do that. And listeners, what I'll do sometimes, and now you know an inside thing about me, I do this breath exercise a lot where I'll stop and pause and breathe. And originally when I did it, just the way we opened up our time together, how we take that moment to pause and we put our hand on our heart and we put one on our head and we're really bringing all of us in. I originally did that for an event because I needed to calm down. I was nervous and I was leading this large event and was having trouble grounding. And so I paused and I led us through an exercise where we did that. And it felt so good. I did it again because I wanted more, and they did as well. And what I found is it connected us in a really powerful way. And now I bring it into all of the work that I do. And it gives us a moment to pause, to breathe, to listen. And it strikes me as we've gone through our time together where we're talking about our body, we're talking about what we need to help move us forward, or Cynthia, we're talking about the message that we're called to, in a sense, ground in, breathe in, and pull forth. It all involves breath. And it just strikes me that the tips and the wisdom that we've been called to bring forward involves celebrating, breathing, and embracing our mistakes or those unexpected things. I really encourage you, as you're looking at bringing balance into your life, that you're remembering to pause and breathe, to celebrate, to send love to your small intestine purposely and support, that you're willing to let go of perhaps what you had planned and embrace what's being called forth to bring that to everyone around you. It makes a profound difference. So let's breathe that truth and powerful information in. The wisdom that has been shared from our hearts to yours. And I wanted to remind you, in case you haven't heard it today, that you are beautifully and absolutely wonderfully made. There is a wonder about how you're made on an inside and out spiritual level, a cellular level, that you are absolutely needed exactly as you are, not someday, not once you learn one more thing or get one more certification. You're needed right now exactly as you are. And my heart's desire is that you are willing to not just say yes to serving and fully being in your life in the center, saying yes to that, living your life on purpose, but you're also willing to be seen. Let the people around you in life be touched by who you are. Let them see a visual of you in their life, because you are called to live fully in your purpose, to be fully who you are, and that includes being seen. Let people experience you and see you in life fully. And wherever you go, whatever you do, may you always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.